Hi everyone. Well, what a week. I don't have to give you any figures today because I think we are all quite well. And the reason for that is that Manura Mirza is out of there. She is no longer leading on this racial commission. Now, I can say celebrate good times. Come on. That's wonderful. Were our voices heard? It seems that it was. Now, I know that this is going to change a lot of things in relation to this fight against racism, but it's only going to change the rudiments of things because the battle may have been won, but the war of the fight against racism goes on. And it goes on specifically because we now have Tony Seawell in place, who I know more about than I did in relation to Manura Mirza, because he was included in some works and a publication that I'm working on that is currently being looked at now for future publication. And one of the things that stood out about this man was that he is a staunch believer in young people reaching their potential, which is an amazing thing. And he has proven that young people who are from less privileged backgrounds can achieve an educational height that a number of people don't believe they could have reached. Through his Generating Genius program, he has done a lot for young black males, in particular in relation to the education system, getting them into university, making sure they actually study those higher STEM subjects like the sciences and those sorts of things, which is great. But, and it's a big but, I'm going to read you a statement that was included in some of the works that I wrote about a quote from Tony Seawell in relation to slavery. He said, "What should be said to children is, do not be ashamed of slavery, because in the end, we have redeemed ourselves of it. It has made us who we are and made the whole West what it is. Black children can have some pride in this. We should be teaching about the empire, but only in its full glory." Now, there will be a lot more information about Tony Seawell and the other members who will be making up this commission. And I spoke to my barrister about what does this mean? Because of course, Boris Johnson never acknowledged my letter, even though he probably read it, and even though he probably looked at the petition, and even though he looked at all the issues that we raised. He probably did, but he's not going to tell me that because to date, I've still heard nothing. But to me, this is about the solution, and actions speak louder than words. And he has acted. Yes, he's chosen someone that is equally controversial, but he is a black male from Brixton who came up hard. So at the end of the day, he is now in a position whereby he can say, I've experienced this. I understand what it's like to be underprivileged. I know what it's like to fight through the system. So from a legal point of view, biased is going to be harder to prove in the high courts against him. And so I felt and asked advice on this from my barrister. Does he think we stand a chance of fighting this? He said, well, not really. And I kind of thought that too. So Boris has kind of hit a blinder in putting him in place because it stops me or other people like me from issuing a legal case against him. But what we are going to do is we are going to do exactly what my website says, Citizenscrutinyorg. We are going to be on their backs and we are going to find out exactly what the remit for this is going to be. If consultation is involved, we are going to be a part of that consultation. And he is going to do the job he needs to do. And I don't want to hear any wishy-washy things about racism. Racism isn't wishy-washy. Racism is fact. And it's not a victim-led thing. It is a factual thing. So I'm going to put my foot down and say, no, we are going to fight this. Be That Change will be working with us on this. They are doing, as I said last week, some amazing things. So we're going to change our strategy and how we're going to deal with this. And my website will be an update and an information fact sheet on what has been going on and what is going on. So the good news, she's gone. She is not leading on the commission. The bad news is we have somebody who is quite controversial who's now acting as chair, but it is, as I've said, the lesser of two evils. And we can work with that because we have no choice but to work with it. So I would say to you, thank you. Thank you for your signatures and thank you for your support and thank you for making this happen. I believe that we had a big say in this, irrespective of him ignoring me as if I wasn't there. Well, I am there. And the fact that she's no longer there tells you all you need to know. Stay tuned in and thank you once again for everything you've done. And I couldn't end without a big, big, big thank you with a wow. So everybody take care and watch this space because I'll be doing regular updates, but we're going to have to bring the site down now because we've got what we want, but we're going to still keep fighting. Take care, everyone, and thank you so much. Bye.